In this episode, we review an interview from the Bandidos Outlaw Motorcycle Club. A national speaks out. This one is called Inside the Bandidos, and we get into it on this episode of Demons Row TV. And oh yeah, we ghosting, baby. Shout out to the ghosts and the ghost sets. Welcome to Demons Row TV, the holy grail of MC culture, where we cover everything motorcycle and motorcycle club involved. I'm Sose The Ghost. I'm your host for the evening, and today we review the Bandidos, the Inside the Bandidos MC Interview, where national speaks out. This is a club that never comes out to the media, and they got a national rep speaking on this interview. I have never seen it before, so I'm gonna give you my honest opinion of what is said and what goes down. Let's get into it.
It's a look inside a world you're rarely allowed to see. This is the Bandidos Motorcycle Club at a gathering of its members in San Antonio, Texas in the summer of 2008. The bikers have a notorious reputation as a band of criminals on wheels.
We are not a criminal organization.
John Portillo is one of the club's top national...
All right, so this is why interviews need to come. We need to do it on Demons Row or Hollywood or somebody that's going to actually show you some type of respect. And this is the reason why it's so hard to get an interview. The first thing they say is criminal, criminal, criminal. And then the first thing he says is we're not a criminal group. It's like, can you at least show a little bit of respect when you get people on? And I'm not just saying it because it's MCs. I'm saying in general, just show respect to people that are coming on your platform. This is why they never want to sit down with anybody. And they always say, like, let me talk to the higher ups. And then, like, a lot of times it doesn't go through because of this stigma.
We are not a criminal organization.
John Portillo is one of the club's top national leaders. He admits some in the group have criminal records, including his own conviction for drug possession.
Here we go. As soon as, listen, the man has not even spoken a couple words yet, and they're giving you the rundown on his criminal record. Like, we all have our past, but I mean, the first thing is crazy. He just said, all he said was, we're not a criminal organization. And the first thing these people did was start breaking down other people's situation and then saying that he got a rap sheet. Like, you can't make this shit up.
But Portillo insists the Bandidos are not some huge organized criminal enterprise.
That is not done as a club. If a brother is caught dealing dope or anything illegal, that's individual achievement. That's he's on his own. We don't condone that.
I've been saying this for years, since I started Demons Row. If someone in the club, listen, make no mistake about it, there are people in certain circles that hustle. This is what they do. If you're from the streets, you know people that the way they get their money is selling drugs. But to make it seem like MCs are a criminal organization, like they sit down at the table, the president gives words to another president, and they have like a whole operation, that is not the way it is. And that's how they keep membership down, and still it grows. They want sheep. This is what they want. A whole bunch of sheep walking around. That's their problem with MCs. It's any type of organized situation where it's men standing together. That's the truth.
Self-described outlaws wear patches which say things like, expect no mercy. But they're not what you expect when you meet them.
When we were started back in the mid-'60s, it was after the Vietnam War. Most of the guys had that do whatever you feel attitude. If it feels good, do it. Whatever, it didn't matter. Illegal, legal, what have you. Nowadays, it's a little bit different. It's 21st century. We know we can't live like that anymore. Most of us are all businessmen or have jobs.
Do you hear that? Businessmen or have jobs. A lot of people are under this impression, oh, how do I be in a club? They're not going to understand. I've been trying to tell you people, it's real life. This is real life. This isn't the movies. People have to work. Having Harleys and fixing them and all that, it costs money. You can't be broke to do this. And the club is not paying your dues for you, and they're not paying for your gas to go everywhere and go state to state and stay in different places and all that. They're not paying for all of that.
Their wives and girlfriends consider themselves property and call themselves proud Bandido old ladies. The Bandidos talk a lot about their love for Harley-Davidson motorcycles and for each other.
My brothers invite me over for dinner. If it gets late, they offer me a bed to sleep in. My car is broke down. I can call any one of them up and they come down and help me out. It's unlimited what they'll do for me. I mean, it's like closer than family. In fact, I'm closer to my Bandido brothers than I am to my immediate family.
The Bandidos claim they're just misunderstood.
There's a perception out there for most of us, and it's not always correct. And I think if you talk to one of us, one-on-one, man-to-man, you'll find out that we're really just another man.
At the event, a then San Antonio City Councilwoman showed up to give the bikers a proclamation from the city for their charity work.
This proclamation comes from the city of San Antonio. It is official congratulations to the Northwest Chapter Bandidos Motorcycle Club. Come up here. This San Antonio-based chapter has an impressive record of supporting benevolent charitable causes. Your dedication to the community has not gone unnoticed and is worth.
Do you see how it is when the alpha males are in control? Charities. Think about that. Protecting neighborhoods the old school way. Neighborhoods, they want sheep, they want weak people that are controlled. They want you in your house, on your phone, addicted to porn, addicted to Facebook, Instagram, all of that stuff. They don't want you out riding with your brothers, being a man. That's what their problem is with clubs. Because you could see if it's organized. Think about if clubs just got bigger and bigger and bigger. How much power would they have? How much control would they have? That is exactly what the elites don't want. And that is their problem with MCs. But everybody being divided is how they keep us weaker.
And is worthy of recognition and praise. The members of the City Council of the City of San Antonio extend their sincere congratulations.
While most people are afraid of the Bandidos, the councilwoman didn't think they lived up to their dangerous reputation.
So the fact that they said that people fear them, most people fear them, in a moment where they're handing out charity, it shows you like no matter what you do, they could throw a negative stigma on you. They are in the middle of getting rewarded for giving out charity to people that need it. And still, they're throwing that little word in. And this is why MCs, it's hard to get certain interviews because it is these hit pieces.
Well, I was one of those. And I think that this is a step in the right direction. If we can let the public know that they're not bad people, they're good people. And that even though they make a lot of noise.
But the proclamation
MCs
did not
do
go
make a
over
lot of
well
noise.
with the San
Keep
Antonio
it down,
Police
fellas.
Union, which at the time withdrew its support for the councilwoman's re-election bid, forcing her to apologize. Law enforcement says the Bandidos are a criminal organization with hundreds of members who engage in everything from drug dealing, prostitution, gun running, and sometimes even murder. Over the years, the bikers, with their biggest chapter based in San Antonio, have had their run-ins with local police.
I think they need to take a look in the mirror, look at themselves. I think if you look at the history here in the last 18 months of in San Antonio, there's been more cops arrested for slinging dope than there has been Bandidos. And not to mention other things that they've been arrested for. They make the paper a hell of a lot more than we do.
And the bikers make it clear they take things into their own hands when things go down in what they see as Bandido territory.
I'm gonna give you an example. My home was broken into. I don't call the police department. I go handle it myself. It takes them 30 days to do what I can do in a day.
Listen to what he said right there too. He handles it himself. They are demonizing you handling your own business because you're supposed to be a sheep. You're supposed to get beat up, not fight back, and then call the police and wait for them to help you and take their sweet time to come do whatever. But if you got brothers and you handle it on your own, you're wrong. That's how they want us to live.
I'll find out who did it. I don't need them. We handle our own business in the streets.
I go any extent to be with my brothers when we're burying a brother.
When Bandido Javier Negrete was gunned down outside a bar in San Antonio in 2001, hundreds of the club's members from across the country came in to say goodbye. Negrete was buried with his Bandidos patch, leaving behind a wife and children and hundreds of brothers.
Ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
Later, the alleged shooter who killed Negrete was found dead with multiple gunshots to the head. A former Bandido admitted to the revenge killing, which he says the club ordered, but Bandido leaders insist they played no part, sanctioned or not. The killing of someone the Bandidos believe murdered one of their brothers sent a loud and clear message that the bikers are not to be messed with. At the time of our interview in 2008, the group had not yet experienced the intense attention of the national spotlight created by the recent deadly shootout in Waco. But they said then, as they still do today, that they'll continue to wear the Bandidos patch and be willing to die for what it represents to them.
We're not going away. We've been here 42 years. We're going to be here another 40. We're not going away.
Brian Collister, KXAN Investigator.
So there you have it, another hit piece, another time that they ruin us getting more knowledge about the culture, and I'm gonna keep doing my part. When I sit down with somebody, I'm never gonna exploit them and just highlight the negativity. That's just not what I do. So if you want to support the show, get your Ride More Politic Less hats. They're on www.demonsroad.com. We also got the OG Gosavelli mask. That's on the site too. We got the black version. Shout to everybody that has been supporting them. So many orders. It's like I'm packaging stuff all day. I really appreciate y'all for that. That is like super love right there. If you enjoyed this one right here, I got an interview that I did with T-Rod of the Bandidos MC. It'll be linked above. And thank you for tuning in to Demons Road TV, the holy grail of MC culture. Like, subscribe, and comment. And oh yeah, we ghosting, baby.